HRBC show called Let's Talk. So, if you do not know who our Attorney General is for the state of Virginia, I need y'all to come on in and listen. Because today's guest, guess who it is? The Honorable Attorney General Jason Miyares. I got that right, right?
Pretty close, pretty close. It's Cuban, so the I is pronounced like an E in Spanish, but it's always helpful because I know whenever a telemarketer calls my house because they never get my name right. So don't feel bad in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. Well, welcome. Would you like to tell us a little about yourself?
Yeah, I been elected Attorney General back in 2021. Before that, I was in the General Assembly, and I'm the first child of an immigrant ever elected to this office. My mother fled communist Cuba when she was just a scared, penniless, homeless 19-year-old girl. And she fled in the fall of 1965, and almost 50 years the day after she left, she was able to vote for me to represent her in the oldest democratic body in the Western Hemisphere, the Virginia General Assembly. So a great appreciation for America and Hampton Roads. This whole region is where I have grown up. I went to elementary school and middle school, high school, proud Salem High School graduate here in Virginia Beach. Then I went to JMU and William & Mary, and blessed by an amazing wife and 3 amazing daughters. And I love the Hampton Roads area. The people are some of the best you'll find anywhere you ever go, anywhere, anytime. It's a special, special community in around in Hampton Roads in coastal Virginia.
Awesome. So I have some questions for you. Are you ready?
Yeah, fire away.
All right, here we go. So let's see. What made you want to run again?
Well, I love my job. I like to say as Attorney General, I view my role as the people's protector. That means protecting everyday Virginians, and that's a role I take quite seriously. When I took office, Virginia had a murder rate at a 20-year high and an addiction death rate that was the highest we'd ever seen. And we rolled up our sleeves. We got to work. We didn't want innocent Virginians being hurt. We also wanted to help those that were dealing with addiction and the challenges of addiction. We also want to go after those that were selling poison to our kids. And so we've done so much great work in Virginia. Our murder rate has dropped from that 20-year high. It's dropped 30%. We were able to announce earlier this year that Virginia was not top 10, not top 5. We're the #1 state in the entire country in the drop in addiction deaths because we got those that were dealing with addiction, the help they needed to get back on their feet. And we went after those that were selling this poison to our kids. We were holding them accountable. And so we're proud of where Virginia has been as the people's protector. I've also taken great joy in going after corporate misconduct, those big corporations that take advantage of Virginians. We take that really seriously. And, you know, some of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the planet came to Virginia about 25 years ago, and they started in Virginia. They were pushing OxyContin to unsuspecting Virginians. They were telling them, hey, you could take this great new pain pill. It's not addicting. We now know that it's some of the most addictive chemicals known to man. And we know that they knew how addicting it was. They were pushing it on so many innocent Virginians who got caught in a cycle of addiction by accident. They went on OxyContin. They got addicted. And tragically, too many of them got then addicted to heroin and then fentanyl. And so we're proud of all the work we've done going after these pharmaceutical companies, over $1 billion, close to $1.5 billion and counting. Some of the largest settlements we've ever gotten in Virginia history. But that money we have then turned into money for treatment centers here in Virginia. We worked with the General Assembly to set up the Abatement Authority. It's the largest influx of money we've ever had. And so our message has always been, and I'm a big believer, that I have a faith of second chances. We're a nation of second chances. And so our message to Virginians has also been, don't let addiction rob you of your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations. And there's more help than ever before. And so we think sometimes asking for help is a sign of weakness. It's not. Asking for help is actually one of the most beautiful things you could ever do in your entire life. And the great news is there's more resources ever before in Virginia for those struggling with addiction to go get the help they need to go live their life, live their dreams in this remarkable Virginia we all call home. So all of those reasons, realize I love what I do. I love being the people's protector. And now I get to ask Virginians to rehire me to continue to protect them.
Okay. So now, can you tell us exactly what does the Attorney General do?
Yeah, well, we're the top lawyer for the entire state of Virginia. And so I have about 20 plus 21 sections of the law that actually report to me. And it is a wide variety. We have major crimes and emerging threats. So we have prosecutors there. We have a robust civil rights division that protects our civil rights here in Virginia. We have a consumer protection division that goes after bad corporate actors. We have a child support enforcement division. So if you have a situation where you're struggling to receive child support and someone's abandoned you, we're here to help you in that regards as well. And so our job is we're the lawyer for the state of Virginia. So we wear so many different hats. Our largest division is the criminal division, but we also do Medicaid fraud, where you have medical providers that are costing taxpayers money. We have the most effective Medicaid fraud unit in the entire country. We launched Triad to help with our seniors, to make sure they're better informed on scams and what to watch for in their community. It's a great partnership with seniors and senior centers and our law enforcement. We launched a human trafficking task force as well in the Attorney General's office to go after that horrible, horrible criminal enterprise that exploits the vulnerable. And whether they're trafficking in drugs, oftentimes they sometimes traffic in human beings. So we really do view ourselves as the people's protector, but we're the lawyer for the Commonwealth of Virginia. That's a role we take incredibly seriously, being the people's protector here in the Attorney General's office.
Okay, all right. So now that I know that, how do you protect us in fair housing for all? So currently, housing projects are being like destroyed, demolished, so that they can build up these nice, pretty houses or apartments, right? But it seems like all the people aren't allowed to come back because you only have like a certain percentage of the new thing that has been built that will allow them to come back. So once they tear down these things, people are being sent to Richmond. Some lady even said she had to go to Tennessee. So what do we do about that?
Well, listen, part of our job in the Attorney General's office, as I said, the people's protector, one of our most important sections is the Office of Civil Rights. They do incredible work every day, protecting everyday Virginians from discrimination. And we have filed civil rights investigations, both at schools like Thomas Jefferson High School, but we are incredibly proud of the work our civil rights division has done. We actually have gotten the largest housing discrimination settlement and verdict in the history of Virginia, and the Attorney General's office has been just recently. So we're proud of the work we have done, over $1 million plus that we have gotten in housing discrimination. So our message is, if you think that you've been the victim of housing discrimination, we have an incredible attorneys, incredible team. We're here to help you. Just go to ag.virginia.gov. You can actually file a complaint online. We're here to help you and assist you any way that we can. America is America, not just of second chances, but America is America when the full fabric of our community can cross the economic finish line together, and there's no place for discrimination of any kind. And so if a landlord is discriminating against you or an employer is discriminating against you, let us know so our incredible attorneys in the Attorney General's office can come alongside you. They could be your voice to end housing discrimination. We're proud of the work we've done. We know we always have more work to do. We're proud to stand with any Virginian that's discriminated against. We want to be your voice and be the people's protector.
Okay. So now talk to us about your stance on prison reform. How do you feel about when someone has done their time? Can't we just give them back their voting rights?
Well, I'm a big believer, and one of the things that I've done as Attorney General is I actually went to our prisons. I went to St. Bride's. I went to Wallens Ridge. I went to Red Onion, and I actually asked to meet with the inmates. And candidly, a lot of them were shocked. Several of them had told me that they had never had a politician ever ask to meet with them before, ever. And I sat down with them, and I just asked a simple question: tell me your story. And so many of them a lot of them had tragic stories of heartbreak, very, very difficult family backgrounds, but so many of them are on the path to being returning citizens. And what I was hearing from them, from so many of them is their number one concern. I'd ask them, what's your number one concern once you return to society? And overwhelmingly, they said finding work. I had one gentleman who told me, you know what, when I was young and stupid, I did some young and stupid stuff. That's how I ended up here. But now I'm ready to be a man and I'm ready to go work and provide for my family, but I worry nobody wants to hire me. And at the same time, I was going out when I would be going out other areas of Virginia, and I was hearing from employers that were saying, we can't find workers. We're having a hard time finding those who want to work for us. So our office had launched these returning citizen job fairs, because I'm a firm believer, once you paid your debts to society, it should be in all of our interests to make sure you're back on your feet and you're working and you're chasing your dreams. I have a faith of second chances. I believe America is a nation of second chances. And so we've done several of these. Courtney McBath and the Urban League both have hosted more than one of them. And we have done these in several localities around not just Hampton Roads, but in Virginia. And we've had employers, Walmart, Newport News Shipbuilding, so many others that have been looking to both find these returning citizens that want that second chance and pair these citizens that are looking for work with work. I think that's an incredibly important part of the work that we have done. We also have a very important section in my Attorney General's office where they deal with actual innocence petitions. And we've actually had 3 different cases of individuals that we have discovered were wrongly accused. And as I said then, one of the roles of government is you have to admit when you get it wrong. And so all of these cases, Michael Haskell, Sean Duffy, Marvin Grimm, these were cases of those that were wrongly accused, that were incarcerated, and that we worked on an actual innocence to make sure that these mistakes that were made were rectified. And so that's been an important role as well, our actual innocence section. And we have that in our special investigations section. Part of that's not just on cold cases, it's special investigations, cold cases, and actual innocence. It's also on those that have been wrongly accused, because governments make mistakes.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I mean, not that you make mistakes, but that we're willing to say, hey, we got this one wrong, but we're going to rectify this situation.
Right.
That is awesome. Okay. So, there are a lot of African American people in prison serving lifetimes for nonviolent crimes. Would you be willing to advocate for common sense parole guidelines that will be fair across the board and get them back into society to be productive citizens? And you just said that. You kind of answered that, but I'm throwing in. You can.
No, I appreciate that. I mean, listen, I'm a big believer when you paid that debt, we need to make sure you're back on your feet. We want to make sure our employers are working with them to give them that job, because there's dignity in work. I mean, I'm a big believer there's dignity in work. And I had a chance to talk to, and I've addressed at all of these returning citizen job fairs, and I've told them, don't allow your past to define your future. That's the beauty of America. Don't allow the past to define the future. Make sure you go and find that work. So I'm a big believer in making sure our returning citizens have those opportunities to go chase and pursue their dreams. I want to strengthen second chance hiring practices as well for those that have gone through our criminal justice system as well. But I do believe that our victims also can never be ignored. Whenever we talk about criminal justice reform, we always have to look and make sure our victims' voices aren't ignored and aren't sidelined as well. I think that's an important aspect as well, because that's something that they often bring up. What about us? We want to make sure our voices aren't forgotten when we have these big discussions about criminal justice reform.
Okay. All right. So this is one that's kind of near and dear to me. So as a consumer, let's imagine I bought a car from a dealership. I take it to that dealership. They tell me they perform our 45,000 mile service. But when I go for another service, they say, I can't use my warranty because I didn't do my 45,000 mile service with them. Now, can you help me with that? And what would you do?
I'd be honored to help you with that. We have a fantastic consumer protection division. If you go to agvirginia.gov, or we'll send my personal email in the chat with you. We help everyday Virginians every day that feel that they have not been properly served either by contractors, car dealers. We actually even set up in our office, the Attorney General, dispute resolution unit, because we realize, A, hiring a lawyer is not cheap. We want to be able to have everyday Virginians have access to as much justice as possible. So what we've done, free of charge, we don't charge Virginians any money to do this. We offer to have our dispute resolution unit on your behalf communicate with this dealer. Sometimes it's a contractor, sometimes it's a plumber. But rather than you having to hire a lawyer or take this to small claims court, what we have found is when we tell business owners that we're involved, we let them know, hey, listen, this is the Office of the Attorney General's Consumer Protection Unit. We've been notified that there is a dispute and there is a problem here. We try to get resolved. And this is what I have found. And I tell my staff this all the time. 90% of life's problems can be traced to either poor or miscommunication. And oftentimes when our office gets involved and we communicate with these business owners, a lot of times the business owner doesn't know what's happening. It's a lower level staffer. There's some miscommunication. And what we found is they have such an interest in keeping their customers happy that when we let them know, and we also candidly, because we also do enforcement of the Consumer Protection Act, we also know that that's there. They have such a vested interest in talking to us. We have that dispute resolution unit that talks to both sides, finds resolution. Several thousand Virginians have taken advantage of this program. It has been the great success. We'd love to have you be another one, Nita. Mm-hmm. And this is another example of being the people's protector. Yes, we want to protect you from those that want to take advantage of you. And if you're looking at a contractor or a plumber, you can also go to our website, ag.virginia.gov. You can actually go there. You can actually look on which Virginia businesses have had consumer protection complaints filed against them. So it's another tool that we have as the people's protector for you to make an informed decision. Even before you hire a contractor, you can say, you know what, let me see if they've had any complaints with the AG's office. And you could say, oh, wow, they've had several. Maybe I'm going to go talk to the next person. Or, wow, no complaints. I'm going to go check with this person to do this work on my home or my plumbing work or even the car dealer. So we want to help you. I'll make sure I send my team will send over to you or my direct email. You get it to me. I'm going to make sure it goes to the top of the inbox on our dispute resolution unit and our consumer protection team. Okay.
Okay. Thanks. And you already answered my other question about, your website says my mission is your safety. Well, you've been saying that throughout the whole. Yeah. So we already know what that means. And you've already given us examples. So now my final question is, what are the top 3 things you want to accomplish on this term with this term?
Well, listen, I want to continue some of the SMART policies. We launched this initiative called Operation Ceasefire. It's both intervention, prevention, and prosecution. It really has helped in a lot of our ceasefire cities. We've seen this 1/3 drop in the murder rate. Our 13 ceasefire cities, we focus on this. It's a 66% drop to that overall drop statewide. It's been a remarkable turnaround because we got in our schools, we launched Virginia Rules. To teach our kids both good citizenship, but also the dangers of a gang lifestyle. Don't fall into that siren call. We want you to go chase your dreams. We also, obviously, part of that was our returning citizen job fairs as well, making sure that we are investing a lot of ceasefire has been grant money to those that are helping young people get on the right path, whether it's the Boys and Girls Club of Newport News or Big Homies in Portsmouth. It's grant money from my office to these amazing ministries that do so much investing in young men's lives and young women's lives. And we want to make sure that is, in my opinion, that's crime prevention as well, because you are getting young people back on the right path. So we want to continue Operation Ceasefire. We want to continue these lawsuits against these big pharmaceutical companies and getting more money into Virginia to deal with addiction treatment, to get folks back on their feet and they can beat the scourge of addiction. Because we know with the scourge of opioids, so many of our fellow neighbors and friends and loved ones, they got caught in a cycle of addiction by accident. They got put on an opioid that their doctor prescribed them, not knowing how addicting it was, and they graduated from heroin and fentanyl. We want to go after the fentanyl dealers. Our office has gotten enough fentanyl off the streets that would have killed close to 7 million Virginians. That's how much fentanyl we got off our streets. Fentanyl is 100 times more powerful than heroin. We've got to get it off our streets. And then we want to continue our investigation. We filed 2 lawsuits against both Meta and TikTok, how they've targeted young people negatively. We want to make sure they're held accountable. We want to make sure that bad corporate actors are also held accountable in Virginia. So again, it's an honor to be the people's protector. It's an honor to serve Virginians. And now I get to ask them to rehire me to continue to serve them as Attorney General. It's been an amazing ride, an amazing group of people I get to work with every day in the Attorney General's office. The better yet, it's been amazing to go to every single corner of Virginia and meet Virginians. And I have to tell you, everyday Virginians are some of the most extraordinary people you ever meet. These quiet heroes in our society you never hear enough about. They're the ones that volunteer at these nonprofits to help those get off their feet on addiction, or they work with Goodwill, or they work with the women's and the survivors of human trafficking. They do so much in our communities. The small business owners that are the first ones to get there in the morning, they're the last one to leave at night. They do extraordinary work, just meeting everyday Virginians and saying some of the most important words a human being can ever hear in their life. Other than hearing "I love you," I think it's "you're hired." That's an amazing, amazing words to give to anybody. And so these everyday Virginians, these extraordinary quiet heroes that I meet, the volunteers, a volunteer of the volunteer rescue squad, or those that walk the streets and protect all of us, our guardians, they're just extraordinary. And so part of my joy that I've been able to do as Attorney General is just to represent them and be their voice. And so yet again, it's an honor to be the people's protector. It's an honor to be the 48th Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Virginia. It's been an amazing, amazing journey. I look forward to doing it another 4 years. Thank you all.
Awesome. You're hired. No.
Love it.
I really appreciate you coming to the show and expressing your beliefs, your platforms, the things you have done, and the things that you want to continue doing. We really appreciate this.
Yes, and Nina, we will follow up with you to make sure that my office can help you with that car situation and get involved and hopefully be able to take care of you in that way. Okay, we look forward to helping you out.
Awesome, I appreciate it.
God bless you.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for tuning in, and I will make sure we get you all those websites that he talked about. We're going to put it in the comments for you.
Thank you. God bless you.
So, have a good night, y'all. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh,